Alright, hello everyone, it's Happy, and today we're going to be talking about the Chieftain MK6. This is probably one of the most wanted tier 10 heavies, apart from the VK90, because again, it is one of those few heavies that are really good. Now, my equipment is super standard on this, ammunition is super standard, and so are the provisions. So if you just wanted to see the equipment, go back and you can stop it, but I'm telling you, there's nothing special in terms of equipment for this tank. Now this tank is very good, especially for the higher skilled or better players out there. Why? Because again, this tank doesn't have too much armor. For example, yesterday we talked about the VK90, and so like the Chieftain is the complete contrast to that. It's quite mobile, it doesn't have that much armor, but it has good gun depression and a very solid gun with crazy high DPM. This is probably the fastest reloading tier 10 heavy, apart from the 113. And these two tanks, the Chieftain and the 113, will rip any tier 10 heavy apart if they're facing them 1 versus 1. So obviously we're going to be playing 2 live games to demonstrate how this tank is played. But I can tell you now, this is not my favorite tier 10 heavy. But it's still fun to play with. It's still a solid heavy, but it's not the best and it's not for everyone. Again, especially because it's not for newer players. Now again, we took this balcony and I really don't know what to do, because the whole of the enemy team is on this side. And if I start to flank them, I'm really scared that 2 or 3 of them are going to jump on me and I'm just going to get murdered in that alley. So I'm just going to be holding this position and hopefully we can play for a win, because this game is already not a damage game. I haven't done a single shot, even though there has already been like a minute and 20 seconds past. And so there's no chance for me to do a lot of damage. Hopefully this will be just a win, but the enemy team is fully here and I expect them to start pushing. There you go. I hope more of them start pushing so I can actually use this adrenaline and DPM to my advantage. There we go. The enemy light tank makes a mistake, and from here we can just start farming the enemy tanks. Again, only our turret is visible, which is good, but the turret on this thing compared to, for example, the Super Conqueror or the Kranvan is completely horrendous. It has so many weak points. The cupola, the turret itself, and the mask is just so weak. Here I'm going to make the decision to push up because really I do need some damage and I really want to pick up a kill. And for some reason the VK90 shot doesn't go through. And now I'm going to be 1v1ing this 268. And he loads gold for some odd reason, even though I'm a cardboard tank. And so he's going to try and push in. But here I'm going to rip him to shreds because my DPM is much higher than that. And since he's using heat, I'm going to try and block his barrel or with my barrel. And this is something everyone should utilize. I've spoken about this many times. If there is an enemy that's using HE or heat, stick your gun into his and you'll be okay. We're going to load gold here and I'm going to try and finish off this VK. I mean, the driving skills are insane. I really need to find... This is where the VK90 is crazy, but he doesn't wiggle his turret and we can get a nice shot into him. So there, that wasn't the most, beautiful game. It's still a decent average game, nothing too crazy, 3.2k, 3.3k, whatever. And we did farm a little bit. So next game is on Noobs, and as you can see here, again, they do have a few heavies. And therefore, we're going to be going towards the bridge where we can actually utilize our gun depression. On tanks like this, the Concept 1B, the Super Conqueror, the Kran, the Chieftain, in tanks which have decent turret armor and good gun depression, you really need to play around these ridges. Don't bother trying to go to the city and thinking, oh, I'm a heavy tank, I need to go city, I need to go push the flank. No, you're not a standard heavy tank. That is not your job. Let the IS4s, E100 and IS7s do that, or the 60 TP. You play off of your turret. So you come here and you can play off of that ridge line right there. So here the enemy mediums are going to be making mistakes, and of course you can punish them. Well, we are going to be punishing them for that. So as you can see, the 121B is quite stupid, to be frank, and he's making huge mistakes. He's not even looking at me. Of course, in this case, doing 400 at a time doesn't seem that high, but when you have like a 6-second reload with adrenaline, those numbers are going to add up. In 6 seconds, you're going to be doing 800 damage. In 12 seconds, 1200 damage, and now that is a lot. Now that's a lot. And here the 121B doesn't have enough reaction time to even shoot at us, you know what I mean? So the bridge is completely lost for these guys, and my alpha does go through. Finally, the 121B manages to get a shot on me, and I'm thinking about either going after these two or after the 60 TP, but here I see that the 60 TP is going to be helping me, and therefore I'm going to try and kill these guys off as well. As you can see, the gun depression is great. 10 degrees is just beautiful, where we can put our gun wherever we want, and we can smack whoever we want, as you can see there. Yes, whoever we want. At this point, I'm just going to be trying to leave these guys because they don't have enough HP. They're all one-shots, so the Death Star and the Progetto, pretty much both of them are considered dead, and I'm going to be trying to fight this 60 TP now. Even though I do have less HP, I think I can out-DPM him. And yes, of course, my shot doesn't go through because Wargaming loves me so much. I really hope that the Yag there doesn't shoot me. That's the most worrisome thing. But for some reason, he sees my teammates under the bridge and he decides to go after them. So here, again, I can just play off of my turret, you know? Like, this tank is just meant to be played off of the turret. And the HESH shells, even though we didn't use them here, they are very, very good in certain situations where you can get behind tanks and you can just 500 HP the hell out of them. With one shot, you're going to do 500-ish, and that is just insane. So again, we're going to be out DPMing this Yag, and we're just going to be going straight after the VK-72 right here. We've already done close to 5,000 damage, which is great, and now the 60 TP is very annoying and he's not allowing me to shoot at all. Yes, thank you. He just closes me off completely because he's brain dead. He thinks, you know, that by standing back he can, you know, save some HP, even though there's only one enemy tank left. I try and ram into the VK-72 to maybe get a, you know, a 50-60 more HP out of him, but no. That 60 TP really pissed me off, and he's a piece of crap. So yeah, this game we did 5.2k, which is fine, and so on average we did over 4k for both games. The 60 TP is garbage, we're just saying. So yeah, with that, this was the Chieftain, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy out, bye bye.